Raiders!
What's up, Raider Nation Voices? Here we are. Been a couple weeks since we saw you guys, last chatted with you or talked to you on the phone. A lot of things have happened since then. I'm Raiders First Downs, Jason, JD, whatever you want to call me. And that guy there is 401 Raider Jeff, aka the
Hello.
Skipper.
How are you?
He's the boss, but he's having me do the work tonight. I don't know how this works. He gets in charge, he does all this, he's high and mighty, and he makes me do all the work. I don't understand this. Can somebody help explain this to me?
I was still in vacation mode. I'm finally back.
Apparently.
Apparently. Once you said you were okay with setting up the studio, I was like, perfect. Now I'm good. Now I'm ready to go.
Oh, so you asked me to do it? You didn't tell me to do it?
No, I asked you. I said, hey, did you want to set it up today? And you're like, yeah, I can do that.
Sounded more like a directive.
No.
Hey, but here's a good thing. This is what's happening. Tonight, we're diving into last week's draft and signing of some of our unrestricted, undrafted free agents. 17, right? So we're going to kind of go over those tonight in a roundabout way. Hopefully, we can dive into our draft picks a little bit from rounds 4, 5, 6, and 7. We're leaving 1, 2, 3 alone because everybody in Raider Nation is all up in arms about 1, 2, 3. But there are a couple in round 4 and round 5 that we're going to light the fuse on. Might be some bombs going off. Who knows? But as you guys all know, everybody's hyping the first round, but that's not where this team is built. You guys know that. The Raiders have just found some real good players after the draft. Undrafted late round, no hype. Just guys fighting for a roster spot. And every year, the league misses on these players. If anyone hits it, it changes everything. If 2 players hit, then the draft could become what we think is a dangerous, good-looking draft. So sit back, get your favorite beverages and snacks because watching Raider Nation Voices is where it's happening. Phone lines will be open in a few minutes. Phone number is at the bottom, as you could tell, 401-830-9189. If you can't remember that, it'll be on the screen. If you need so, I'll throw you a crayon so you could write it down. This is 401 Raider Jeff, a.k.a. the Skipper. Man in the phones, Raiders First Downs will be just an earshot away of the phone call. So tap in. Jeff, let's go.
Raider Nation, we are live.
Right now!
Call in. Speak your mind. No filters, no fear. This is where real takes collide.
It's showtime!
And
We're back. We are back.
Did you miss me, Jeff, while you were gone?
So, how's everybody doing tonight in the chat? How's everybody? No, I did. I mean, we talked a lot while I was out there, and we were in close communication pretty much the whole time. So it was. So did I miss you? I missed doing the show with you on that Saturday night for sure. So I can't say I missed you because we were always talking, whether it be in text.
That's true. That's true.
So I can't really say that. I miss you. I'm just glad to be back on the air with you, though. This is nice.
This is fun. And like I said, the other night when I did my show Tuesday night with Show Me the Shield, I really explained to people. I said, you know what? Pay attention to this Saturday night show, especially when we start getting into the season, because a lot of people ain't going to do it this way and have fun with it, right? Because that's what we're here to do. We're here to have fun. And when it starts to become personal attacks and things like that, it's no longer fun. I can sit and throw rocks at people all freaking day long. That's not hard. That's the easy part, right? But it's just, we all have a passion for this team. We all do. And it's just at what level do you have it at? And it's not, in the long and short of it, it's not where you come from, who you are, because Raider Nation comes from all different backgrounds. So having said that, why don't we start giving a shout out to some of the boys that are coming in here and joining us?
Sir, yes, sir. So we have with us, Donuts Duncan. What's up? What is up? What is up? What is up? Let's see. Mike Guerrero's in the house. What's up, Mike? How you doing, brother?
Mikey G, 2028.
Daniel Berry's in the house. Happy People's Happy Saturday. Or High People's Happy Saturday.
Yeah.
Money Chuck is in the house. What's up, Money Chuck?
Great,
Alex,
Money Chuck.
Let's see. That's it so far. It's everybody that's talked in the. We've got 22 in the 22 watching right now, but only a few have talked in the chat. So
they'll be here.
Plan for us tonight, Jason. Seems as though you produced this show tonight, so this is. I'm running the chat and the phone lines. You're pretty much the man in charge tonight, and I like this. I like to sit back and just
drink your ice cold Dunkin' coffee.
Nice and full, ready to go. Wife went out about an hour ago and picked it up for me.
Yeah.
I
have my adult beverage of choice is Arrowhead water. Let's start it off, guys. Where you at? This is where real rosters are built, ladies and gentlemen, or gentlemen and ladies, or just whoever. If you're out there, talent didn't get them drafted, but mindset is what gets them paid. These guys are playing for careers immediately. No entitlement, just urgency shows up in camp. Coaches trust effort guys early. So, Jeff.
Yes, that's me.
What do you look for in a UDFA? What is some of the things? Because I'll be quite honest with you. In preseason, watching the UDFAs during the preseason games, I have a blast watching it.
Watching what? The UDFAs?
Watching UDFAs perform in the preseason. Guys that,
because these guys are playing for something. You get picked. That means the team wanted you to begin with, and they sought to use one of those valuable, however many picks the team has in the draft. And when you get a chance to jump on a roster, prior to training camp, especially when it's like the Raiders, everybody always looks at us as a different organization and, what this means right here. I'm sure that these guys these kids, I should say, coming in they want to make a statement because remember, this is their last chance to really put something on tape where if they don't make the 53-man roster, there's something out there for other teams to look at and they may pick them up. And that usually happens. Somebody might have we might have somebody on our, that we picked up as UDFA, and next thing you know, we let them go, and then you'll see so and so just got picked up by by another team, and now he's on the practice squad. Next thing you know, you see the kid out there playing for him. Well, good for him. He made it fit somewhere else, fit better with that style, that system, whatever it may be. So kudos to those guys. They're like the unsung heroes after the draft, basically, is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
When you look at our list of UDFAs, there's some that I think will definitely make this roster at some point. One of the very last ones to be cut before we hit that 53.
Yeah, and we'll pour through the list as we go through the night. I did the same. There's 17. There's 17 of them on there. That's a lot of UDFAs, right? I think, but on average. What do you think the average is of players in the NFL that are undrafted free agents that make the roster? Just give me a percentage.
I'm going to say something like 15%, if even that high.
Pretty good. It's actually about 10%. So out of 450.
Ahead of time, folks, I didn't even know he was going to ask that question. So again, anything he asked me, I have no clue what he's asking. Trust me, I have no idea.
I've called you Google a couple times. Don't worry about it.
You what?
I've called you Google a couple times. Don't worry about it. Instead of Googling, I just asked you. You got the answers. But no, it's about 10%. So roughly about 450 to 500 undrafteds will hit the open market, in which they can sign with any ball club that chooses to bring them in. And about 10% of them make the roster. Now, here's where the numbers gets a little skewed, is because they also include in that number some of the guys that are 6th and 7th round picks. They get cut during training camp and then picked up. Not at the end of preseason, but every once in a while you'll see a 7th rounder that comes in, he's there a week or so and he gets cut. Right? It's just like all of a sudden, all of a sudden he gets picked up by another team. Right? That happened to the kid that I mentored in high school when I was a senior. He was a sophomore. He was one of my mentees when he went to Missouri State. And when he graduated, he got drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then 3 weeks later, he was on the 49ers roster. And he finished the rest of the year on the practice squad with the 49ers. Got to play in the playoff game. I don't know if you remember the Terrell Owens touchdown. He caught it. That game against Green Bay.
Not really, but okay. Sure.
There's a huge highlight of Terrell Owens. He catches a touchdown, the game-winning touchdown at the end. He had been dropping balls all game. He was just having a mental breakdown. And they finally just told him, hey, we're going to go to you. We're going to go to you. We're going to go to you. And right at the end of the game, they threw a touchdown pass to Terrell Owens at the goal line. And the announcer, when he caught it, because he caught it as he was getting sandwiched between two defenders, the announcer's going, he caught it. Well, Adrian was one of the guys that the kid that was my mentee in high school. He was on that team at that time, and he was actually active for that game. So that's kind of cool. You know, you see stuff like that with.
You've got another kid that came from your
Manteca.
area.
Yeah, Manteca High School that I worked at. One of my kids.
I'll tell you what, I've seen Jason very happy when certain things happen, but he was so ecstatic when this happened. Go ahead, I'll let you tell the story.
Yeah. So Jacob De Jesus was one of my kids at Manteca High School. Not a very tall kid. He's 5'7", but if you dug into his heart, you would think he was 6'4". The kind of heart and desire that he has. And he's always had the desire to just keep pushing because everybody always told him, you're too small. But he keeps pushing and pushing and pushing. Ended up at UNLV, became an All-American kick returner at UNLV, graduated, transferred to Cal. Last year at Cal Berkeley, he set the single season receiving record, breaking Keenan Allen's record with 100, I believe it was 103 or 104 receptions on the year, which is pretty impressive. And when I say he's 5'7", he's 5'7". He is. But he is so twitchy and so fast. And then the kickoff and the punt return game, it's just he breaks ankles all the time. And it's just and then his dad, I got to know his dad, and me and his dad were really good Twitter. We talked on Twitter after I left the high school and whatnot. We kept in contact. And his dad eventually passed away about a year and a half ago. And kind of broke my heart because he was a good dude. His dad was a really good man. And Jacob De Jesus is a really good kid. And he got signed by Kansas City as a UDFA. His dad was a longtime season ticket holder, diehard Raider fans, the whole family. And like I told him, I said, you know what, you're going to the enemy, but it don't matter. It ain't about the enemy no more. It's about you, son. And we're proud of you. And your dad would be gleaming from ear to ear.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's something like that. I mean, it's a great story. And I get, you know, your comment to me was that, you know, you would buy his jersey if he makes the roster. But never, you know, you're not going to obviously wear it on screen or whatever. But you know what? That's a personal thing. It doesn't matter what team they went to. You know, like somebody, like if that was me and the kid went to the Patriots, I would probably buy if it was somebody that I had that close relationship like you did, and the kid makes it to the NFL and makes it say to the Patriots, I would probably get his jersey just to support the kid. You know, just to say that, you know, would I wear it? Probably not. But it's something that means something personal to you, and anybody that's got any issue with it because you're a Raider fan, they can kiss your ass and they can kiss my ass because I stand behind you 100% if you do that. I understand it. I get it. You know?
Yeah. One of the cool things
there's times where you got to take the Raider hat off and just respect the game and what it means for somebody like yourself to see somebody that you had a hand in when they were growing up and to see somebody make it. You know,
Yeah.
so that's
and a lot of my relationship with him was like a lot of passing conversations in between class periods and things like that. And just I would go out to the football field or go to the weight room during class and just hang out and talk to him. And after the games, I'd meet, his dad would be down on the field and we'd meet up with them, take pictures and whatnot. And just seeing, and I don't know if anybody knows about Manteca High School. Manteca High School, you can Google them. They fucking win. I mean, 9 section championships in the last 15 years. NorCal Bulls. They produced some really good. Blake Nicholson's playing. He's a linebacker at Florida State. This will be a senior year. One of our stud players that we had. It's not an elite football program, but you're not going to put them with the De La Salles or the St. John Bosco's or anything like that. But you put them in the category that they're in, they win. They win. And it's really good. It's fun to watch. And we had, let's see, while I was there, we had one of our female basketball players was a McDonald's All-American, went to Louisville in basketball. Her brother was massive kid, 6'4", 290, chiseled, like you wouldn't believe. And he ended up going to Harvard. But he tapped out of football once he got to Harvard and just wanted to focus on his education because Harvard is an educational scholarship. It's not a football scholarship. So he ended up going to Harvard, and he should be in medical school right about now. I haven't kept tabs on him. But, yeah, just my experiences at that school was just amazing, man. I enjoyed every minute of it. Shout out to Coach Reese, Coach Varnum, those guys that I became good friends with, and Coach Walzer, who's a really close friend of mine, that we still keep in touch and go do things together with. Just great guys, man. And they embedded me into that program. And I wasn't quote unquote a coach, but I also offered a lot of advice to the kids. I would go out, they had me come out on Fridays before the games and talk to the kids before, while school was still in session, not before the game, but I would go, they all got their jerseys sitting in the classroom and I'd come out and talk to them about, hey, what it's going to be like tonight after the game. And, you guys represent the community and all this. And, because I was getting phone calls on my days off from other officers that my kids were out screwing off. So I had to kind of put a clamp on it a little bit. So, but that's that. And getting a little sidetracked on the show. We're here to talk about UDFAs, rounds 4, 5, 6, 7. And I think we could open the phone lines, Jeff. What do you think? Go ahead and introduce the phone lines to the.
I'm fine with that. Shout out Dave. Dave's in here too. Anybody that did. Dave is the gentleman that actually my Friday night show, my intro and outro. Dave is the one that put that video together for me. He did a freaking phenomenal job.
Yes.
And for him to comment like he just did on my short that I put together yesterday, that means a lot because I saw the quality of work that he did for me. And I'm just some scrub throwing shit together. And I thought it came out pretty damn good myself. But to hear it from him, that tells me I hit it. So I appreciate that, Dave. Thank you very much, man. No. So, that was original music, background music, and, the lyrics of, the guy talking. I wanted that whole NFL film type vibe, and I think I nailed it. Is what it felt. So, I mean, it's over 1,400 views, and I just put it up less than 24 hours ago. So I'll take that shit all day long. That was great. I spent a good chunk of the day yesterday working on it.
Hopefully, we could do a little computer magic with the video as well. We're working on that as well.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to just keep.
It's going to be a surprise.
I'm going to keep it quiet.
Yep.
What's up, Dixon Cider's in the house? I see.
Cider.
Jake Long's popped in. Greg is here. Money Chuck is here. Ray Love popped in. Who else did I miss? My 2 cents is here. Robert Pena popped in, but he's driving, so he probably won't catch the whole show.
That's right. He's listening.
Everybody that was looking for my live, for some reason, when Jason started the show, my channel didn't kick in, so I had to delete it and then reset it up again. So you might have missed like maybe the first 3 minutes of the show tonight. Basically, what you missed was. What do you call it? Jason's intro at the start talking, and then our initial intro, and maybe a little bit of us talking. So You didn't really miss much, to be honest with you. We didn't really start talking about anything in particular. So I apologize that it wasn't up and running. But, all right, so I'm going to open up the phone lines. The phone lines are now officially open. So somebody already tried calling at 10:26 a minute ago. And there it is.
Right there. Right there.
You're on Raider Nation Voices with Jason and Jeff. State your name.
Hey, it's Money Chuck. How you guys doing tonight?
What's up, Money Chuck? Gravy, what's up, brother? I see you in here. What's up, Money Chuck?
Hey, I wanted to say a couple of things. First and foremost, I'm really excited about our draft. I was pissed like you when I saw us pass on McDonald, but yeah. I'll tell you what, the research I did on Stooks, I'll tell you what, that boy's a baller. He's a leader, and I really like the way that our staff attacked a unit, the secondary in general. You know what I'm saying? They didn't just, take a piece here, a piece, and a piece there. They attacked the whole unit, and I hopefully they'll get that remedied.
Yeah, and you know what? And I agree. I mean, I was, when we traded and then Houston right away went and took McDonald. Now, again, I was sitting in the stadium with 805, Chris, and Sevilla, and Dante. And we all kind of looked at each other like, all right, well, first of all, they didn't even realize we traded back. I wasn't live. I was recording the video, waiting for Matt Millen to, come out and give us our pick. And then they come out and say that, all of a sudden I noticed that we dropped the 38. I'm like, we just traded back. And Paul goes, we just traded? I said, yeah, we moved back to 38. Houston's on the clock. And then all of a sudden, Houston goes and takes McDonald, and we all kind of went, shit. And then when it was it took Stooks. I had no idea who the kid was. Never heard the name before. They knew of the name. It was kind of like a shock to them, too. Go for it.
Another trivial thing about him, but a good thing, and also our lineman, Zune. So, like, Stooks hasn't had a penalty since 2023, and Zune, he only had one last year. Mm-hmm. That shows that guys are executing properly when they're penalty free. It seems like players, they make more penalties when they're not executing properly and they're getting beat. So that's a good sign right there too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And another thing I'm really excited about. When was the last time that we actually developed a player, Jeff? I'm talking about got a guy like in the third or fourth round. He came in and as a rotational player for a couple of years and took over a position. That's something that I want to see. We always talk about our expectations, on how the season should go. I expect to see some development in players. That's something I really want to see, and I'm hopeful that it can happen.
Well, I agree, because here's the thing. Last year when Pete Carroll was here, he even said it himself, I'm not here to develop players. He's here to win. So this regime, obviously, they're in a different mindset, so they're looking to, groom these guys to be future stars and future starters and major contributors of this organization. I hope we see one of these guys become someone that's a rotational but works their way in to be, an everyday starter for us and that potential future star for this team. And I think we might have a couple of those in this draft, to be honest with you. Guys that are going to have a fairly immediate and, fairly decent immediate impact.
One last thing I want to run by you and Jason, and I'm going to get off the phone and let some other people call, but hear me on this. So I always hear about, about what Kubiak did with Seattle. He's got different talent here. He doesn't have an Ajigba. He's got a Brock Bowers, and he didn't have a Genti, and he didn't have a Genti in Seattle. But he's got one here. I don't think we're going to see the exact same blueprint, especially in the running game. I know that he split back, carries pretty evenly between the two. But Seattle averaged 29.1 carries per game on the average. I really can see Genti getting 20, I'm saying, and maybe Washington getting, 6 or 7 a game. I'm hoping that's what happens. Regardless of what happens, I just want to win. But I really want to feature Genti in some way, shape, or form, and I'd be interested to hear your guys' thoughts on that.
All right. Yeah, I'll say my part now, and then when you hang up, I'll have Jason will give his take on that. so you can hear it.
Okay.
I'd have to relay the message to you because you can't hear him. I get what you're saying. First of all, I still think, and he's already a proven commodity, I think Kenneth Walker actually is still a better running back than Genty right now until proven otherwise. I think the split might be more like maybe 60-40, to be honest with you. I think this kid, Mike Washington, might be something special coming in here. I really do.
He's big and he's fast. Yeah.
I think he's going to have a bigger impact on this team than people are thinking. I really do. He's a different style runner, first of all. He's bigger, like he's taller. He's got a little bit. He's definitely got more speed. He's definitely faster than Genty.
Yeah, he is.
So I'm telling you, I know I went on a limb the other day saying this, and I caught a lot of flack for it, but I wouldn't be surprised if he possibly could overtake Genty at some point this season if we run the ball as much as we think we're gonna. Because I don't know if it's built for that kind of contact over and over and over again in the NFL. It was different when he was in college, you know.
Yeah, I think Genty's built to be durable. I mean, I definitely wouldn't want to run him, like 24, 25 times a game on a consistent basis. Mm-hmm. I'd like to see that I'd like to see him safe in the playoffs. But I think with his bowling ball style, he, I'm saying, like human pinball, I think he's built for volume. And that's what I'm worried about with Washington is that he's never really seen any heavy volume. Who knows, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Hemby's going to play a part in this, too. I think Hemby makes the 53. Hemby's going to be RB3, without a doubt.
And another thing, Lachi Tassi. So do you think he makes a 53-man roster?
He doesn't have to. That's the thing. Because I'm telling you right now, Matsuzui, I think he's going to be the kicker. I think he's going to be Gay out more than likely. Because he is part of the...
Hopefully.
He's part of the IPP. I did look that up. He is on the IPP. So that means right now we have two guys, but we can only have one per team. So if he makes the 53, Laki Tassi can stay as the IPP representative for the team. But I think they both might make that 53 because I think what they're doing here is by moving him over back to the defense, when they go into the true 3-4, he's going to be that zero technique guy. It's an easier spot for him to learn, especially with his rugby background.
Right.
It's basically just plug up holes and take on as many blocks as you can, and he's a beast of a man.
You can use a nose in a 4-man set too, man.
I know that, but I'm just saying in a depth full straight on 3-4, he might be the best place, or that might be the best place for him. To be honest with you,
I at least want to see him on some short yardage plays, but getting back to development, we've got to get him in there some way, some shape. You know what I'm saying? To develop him, even if it's a limited basis. I'm hoping that they do it.
Oh shit! Ready for this? This is kind of breaking news right now. Yeah. So
Snowden got cut.
Yep. We signed the following players today: Devin Perkins from Utah Tech, Nicholas Henning from Queens, Canada. He's a tackle. Perkins is a safety. Patrick Guard is a tight end from Cincinnati, and Kamal Missouri is a tackle from UTSA. We waived the following players today. We waived Charles Snowden, defensive end.
No shit.
Yep. McClendon Curtis, a guard. Mm-hmm. Matt Lauder, tight end. And Layden Robinson, guard. So we waived those 4 players. So Charles Snowden is gone now.
Wow, they must have a lot of faith in our 3rd-round pick.
And I think that's one of the reasons, to be honest with you.
I like that. I like that kid too. He's got good physical attributes, and he is twitchy as hell, man. He's quick off that line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'll let you guys go. I'll let some other people call and I'll let you discuss. But always good talking to you, gentlemen. Have a good night, okay?
Jason, I'll let you get your take on Washington. Thanks, Money Chuck. Appreciate the phone call.
Bye-bye.
Real quick, shout out to Aunt Six on his 1 month. Thanks, brother.
Salute, brother.
Menace is in the house. What's up? Kaz is here. What's up, Kaz? Tana Jack popped in. I saw your message, Jar, on here, and then I went to Instagram thinking you probably sent me something, but someone else posted something. I think it was Aunt Six posted in this big group chat that Jason and I are in with them. So go ahead, I'll let you go.
Yeah, I actually disconnected from that chat about an hour or so ago. My damn phone wouldn't shut up.
Oh,
So I was like, yeah.
oh.
Yeah, it was
You
kind
don't
of
like
pissing me off. Oh, we were talking about Money Chuck's take on Washington and
Washington.
Money
Yeah,
Chuck.
you have your take.
Now I'm trying to remember exactly where he was going with that. I do know, I do like Washington, and yes, Money Chuck is absolutely right. He's coming to us with not a whole lot of tread on. There's not a whole lot of miles on him. Yeah.
What's up, Fidel?
I wonder if Snowden got in trouble again. That's good. That's a good point. But no, getting back to Washington, that here's I can see Genty being that 18 to 23 carry kind of guy. That's where I wanted him, anyways, because his total makeup is just that chip, burst, chip, burst, and those plays, those 3 and 5 and 7 yard over and over and over and over again across their face, just like beast mode would describe it, is it does two things. One, it gets your running game going, right? It starts to take shape. And then second, it slows the pass rush down a little bit because now they're tired, having to defend that, have to put so much energy into the stopping the run that they kind of wore down. And that's where, if you look at it, when you go back to the Kansas City Chiefs Philadelphia Eagles game, Saquon Barkley had 65 yards rushing, but that Chiefs front seven was tired of dealing with him to the point they couldn't get upfield late in the game. And that's when all of a sudden, and I know Jalen Hurts was running the ball as well, but as the game went on and the score was 22-6, and now all of a sudden people are getting open and Jalen Hurts is throwing the ball. And it just that's the kind of football I like. I don't know about you, but that's the kind of football I like. And everybody talks about the play action pass. Well, I sat in the stadium one time and I heard a guy say, "We need to run play action." I go, "We need to run the freaking ball first. We can't even get 3 yards. How are we going to run play action pass? We can't even get 3 yards running the ball." Oh, didn't think about that. Yeah, play action pass doesn't work if you ain't running the ball. I mean, it might work the first couple plays of the game because they're anticipating run. But once they realize you can't run the ball, then play action pass is useless, really. It's just for show. But yeah, I can see Genty 18 to 23 carries a game with, Washington spelling upwards of 10 carries per game. But where I look at it, and I think we see eye to eye on this, is let's say midway through the second quarter, they both got 7-8 carries. But Washington has hit 2 big ones because of his top end speed. He gets that second level in the open field, and it's just these guys that run 4.3, 4.40s that play in the secondary, they can have an angle on him, and he can still beat that angle. It's crazy. So just the mere fact, so let's say he pops a couple 15, 20 yarders in the first half. I don't know about you. I don't know about the rest of the guys that coach football, been around football long enough. When you come out in the second half, give the ball to the hot hand. So that's where my take is. I'm RB1, RB2, that could be subjective, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we can go back to the Darren McFadden, Michael Bush. Obviously, Darren McFadden was RB1, but there was times Michael Bush was getting RB1 results, and McFadden wasn't. So that could that's where I say that could happen. Don't be surprised if that's what happens. Is it as the season flows and the game flows that you don't see him earn a little bit of RB1 love? I'm not saying he's going to be quote unquote RB1, but if you look at Seattle with Charbonnet and Walker, there were times Walker was the RB1 and Chardonnay was, even though he's RB1, on paper, Walker was the one, and Gibbs and what's his name in Detroit, the same thing. There was times the other guy was cranking up the yards and Gibbs wasn't. So it can flip flop back and forth, and that's a beautiful problem to have.
Something I just want to bring up real quick. I know how much everybody always gives this guy shit because he's still with the team. I saw it on X a few minutes ago. So get this. So John Gruden's son and Raiders strength and conditioning coach Deuce broke the powerlifting record last night in his weight class in Las Vegas. He's 5'6". He weighs 181, and he won with a 483-pound bench press. 483 pounds.
That's crazy. At what weight class?
Huh?
At what weight class?
It doesn't say. It just says in his weight class. I don't know exactly what his weight class. What does it say? Hang on. Let me see if I can read the 83 kilograms. I guess that's his class.
Is that 190, 185, 190, somewhere around there?
Yeah.
That's a lot of weight put up for.
Yeah, it is. That's
even if you're 215, 220 pounds, putting that kind of weight up is insane.
Built like a tank, though. I mean, look at it. That kid's huge. It's almost 3 times his weight. Let's put it this way. I weigh 400 even right now. I'm keep hovering around 398 to 400. I can't stay under the 4. He bench pressed me plus another 83 pounds. Yeah. Jesus Christ. That's insane. I can't imagine anybody lifting my fat ass up, and then this kid just bench pressed my weight plus. Like, God damn.
Yep. Robert P. with the $1.99 super chat. Raider Nation for life. Salute to you, brother, man. Safe travels.
Thanks, Robert P. I appreciate you, my guy. $1.99 super chat. That means a lot, man. I appreciate that. Don't forget, everybody, if you're not a member of my channel, my membership started at 99 cents. So, hopefully, I'm going to start doing some more members only type stuff.
And if you're not a member of my channel, please subscribe.
Yes.
Because it's helping every bit. Because between me and the boss over here, we get this thing rolling between the two of us. Our goal is to get up there. We want to shout it out. And it's not because of us. It's because of you guys. We're bringing you guys with us.
We're going to be the new John Madden and Pat Summerall.
Now we might have to tell Bueno to chill out a little bit. Rorschach to kind of make sure he's got a suit and tie ready to go. Tanner Jack's always dialed in, ready to go. Money Chuck is always dialed in, ready to go. Eric Bell. Hey Eric, real quick. I want to touch bases with you, and I totally see where you're coming from. My objective and perspective of what the situation that we're going into with both of these running backs is the fact that it is a blessing as a team to have a feature back, but also another back that can be be complementary, and two, come from a completely different style of running, and it just changes the pace of the game. And that's what I'm looking at. And each game, and game to game, it's going to be different. So there's going to be some games where we're going to be playing a heavy front seven, and using Genty to break those guys down is absolutely going to be perfect. That's what we want. That's what he's built for. That's his style. And then there's going to be some of those where we're going to spread these guys out and maybe pop a couple screens or draws to Mr. Washington, and his top speed's faster than Genty's, right? His fourth gear is faster. So that's where we want to get in. We want to get him into that. And there's always been combinations, man. You can go back several years and look at one of our best combinations that we ever had in history was Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen in the backfield at the same time.
Very short time frame, though.
Very short time, but it was there. I mean, it was like that was such a beautiful thing to have.
The only downside was they never got to play a full season together because of baseball.
Yeah.
I sit here sometimes and I think back to those days and wonder what we really would have been like in the 80s if both were playing full time. Like if Bo was here full time from game one to the final game of the season, how different that would have been. Because you saw the impact he had the day he showed up. from the first game that he could play in after baseball season was over. I mean, the guy never missed a step, man. It's like, Jesus Christ, what he could have been.
Well,
man.
think about just if we got like 10, let's say he told Kansas City, he said, hey, season's over. Do you mind if I just go play football? And I'll compensate you for, we'll make an arrangement with the NFL or my NFL team to go play 10 games with the Raiders instead of just 6 or 7 or 8. And then on top of that, got rid of Jay Schrader and got Jeff Hostetler sooner, or somebody of that caliber was better than Jay Schrader with that team, because that 1990 team was pretty damn. We were 12-4, and I mean, I don't want to sound like a homer, but that score wouldn't have been 51-3 had Bo Jackson played that game.
No,
we know that.
No. I just want to shout out here to everybody, and thanks for Tanner Jack for saying it, because I remember when Jeff had like 10 subs. I just take this moment real quick to thank all of you that are subs on my channel and that have gone on to, subscribe to Jason's channel. We're growing his channel up now too. But I just want to thank everybody that's, a member of my channel. I appreciate what you guys do as far as, making that payment every month, and the super chats you guys give to me, and the milestones when you guys post those milestones, man, that means a lot to me. Like, I got some that are 12 months or 13 months. But shout out to everybody that has subbed to my channel, because and I got a shout out to my wife too, because of everything that she did last week and helping promote me while I was doing my thing. I've gained a shit ton of subs in the last week. It pushed me over 3,000 now. I'm over 3,000 subs, and a lot of that's because of her work and her talking me up while we were there. I've already said this before. I'd be doing my thing, and I could hear her talking to people. And I even caught her on one of my videos. I could see her walking around handing out my stickers and talking to people. And it wasn't like I was videoing her specifically. I was just videoing what was going on around us. And it just happened I caught her. Steeler Troy was in here last night. One of the super fans for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was in my chat last night. I finally got to meet him in person for the first time, and he already knew about me because he says, I watch you all the time. I'm like, shit, I've never seen you in the chat. He goes, yeah, I don't usually chat. I said, well, next time you're in, say something, and I'll definitely shout out to you. And he did last night. And then I brought the picture up of him and I together, because we took a picture together. And, so a big shout out to all you guys. I appreciate everything that you guys do for me. Following me, and showing the love to Jason. It just it makes me feel so good when I see you guys in the chat, and you guys recognize how long this journey's been for me to get to where I'm at, and I never forget you guys. That's why I always make it a point to really emphasize the chat on all my shows. So again, a big heartfelt thanks to all of you, and for sticking with me, even some of my stupid ass takes and how bad I talked about Mendoza and all that shit. You guys are still here, and Bueno, pretty much him, Sacktown Mike, Robert Pena, Tanner Jack. Some of you guys have been my day ones. You guys have been around since I started. So shout out to all you guys too that have been here from the very beginning and still with me to this day. That means a lot. And like I said last night, just remember, don't be a Bueno. So anyway,
don't be a bueno. I can add to that. And like I said, we're going to take this show up, but we're bringing you guys with us. But we're also doing this show because of the number that's at the bottom of the screen. Okay. So if you feel frisky, call in.
What's up, Proof?
I also want to give a shout out to some of the guys that have influenced us. I don't know about you, Jeff, but I'm pretty sure you can shout out to them. 805 Severe, Chris, from Protect the Shield, Cage Match Show with Asylum and Savage. On my side, Rodney All Aboard. I watched a lot of him. Very influential.
What's up, Kenneth?
I like to say, no matter what our differences are in certain things and aspects of this team, ultimately, we're all the same. Turf, Ultimate Raider 32, I've watched a lot of his content. Love his show, man. It's very, very informative. And Severe, Rundown. If I could give a shout out to all you guys, man. You guys are all part of this, and We're all one community, even though there's differences. We're still family, ultimately. So it doesn't. There's no reason to hate.
Yeah,
I love
one of
y'all.
the biggest ones I got to give a shout out to is definitely Leo Cheeto Lines. He really helped put me on the map. I appreciate him 100%.
Yeah, Cheeto too.
Your Made in Nation Voices with Jeff and Jason. State your name.
Jeff, my good man, how the heavens are you?
Good, and you? How you doing, buddy?
You should know by now whose voice you're hearing.
It's Kenneth.
Yes, and blessed Dee
What's up, Bill? How you doing?
I'm all right, my man. I have to say, one of my absolute sleepers of the draft is the one that my boys took. Rutledge.
Kalen Rutledge.
Yeah.
Kalen Rutledge?
Yeah, you guys got him in the first round, number 26. Yeah, we
The
talked
fact that
called in last night. Yeah, I thought that was a great pick for you guys. You know, you needed that help on the offense. You know, you guys addressed your two major needs, which was, you know, your offense
and then the one
and your D tackle that you stole from
now
us.
one,
Traded the pick.
I was just about to get to that. The one that we stole from y'all.
I honestly think, in all seriousness, I don't think we were going to probably take him anyway, based on how everything went. Because we addressed the defensive tackle. We had so many opportunities to address the defensive tackle that we never really did until late in the draft. That just tells me that they're comfortable with what they have in-house. Because if they weren't, they never would have traded that pick, and they would have taken him then. Because they probably knew automatically you guys were going to take him.
Yeah.
You know, we knew that was one of your weaknesses. So I'm sure, not one of your weaknesses, but one of your needs, I should say. I don't mean to say weakness.
Yeah.
But I'm
was,
sure
when
they
I
knew
looked at
they were going to take him. So
when I looked at the team needs, that was definitely one of the needs that was that was mentioned. Because if you remember last season, they were ranked near the bottom as far as like win rate.
yeah,
If I remember correctly,
who the Texans?
they were ranked near the bottom as far as like offense, as far as like sacks or something like that.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, like they had the most quarterback sacks and everything. Yeah, I mean, because again, your two major needs were offensive guard and center.
No.
You know, and you guys grabbed two guards in this draft. You got Rutledge, and then you guys took in the fourth round at the sixth pick in the fourth. You took Fabici Nawawi.
Now that name you just mentioned,
Yeah,
that could be an absolute steal right there.
he's 6'4", 319 pounds out of Oklahoma.
That could be a literal steal.
Strength when he plays squared up with defensive linemen. He makes good contact, though he has some trouble latching on and sustaining blocks as a run blocker. He could pull and work in the straight line. However, he has some trouble redirecting in space. I mean, this stuff's all correctable. That's the thing. If you guys got a good O-line coach, which I don't know who you have, I mean, some of that
I can't think of the name right off the top of my head.
Yeah, but that's some stuff that can easily be fixed, you know.
But I'm telling you right now, like you said, if that stuff can be fixed, and if he can fix that stuff that you mentioned, that guy could be a literal steal.
I mean, you hope he is, yeah, for sure. You know, I mean, he's got some of the great intangibles there. I mean, again, you know, they fix those small issues like that, and you guys will be fine. You guys were good last year. You were 12-5. You finished second in the AFC. You know,
yeah, behind
defense is what helped you. So,
yeah, definitely. The only mistake last year in that game against New England, and this is God's honest truth, was turnovers.
Yeah,
5
That's the only thing. If we hadn't turned the ball over as many times as we did, we probably would have won that.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, ask him if he's got any news on Tank.
I have to say that guy whose name you just mentioned, that one from Oklahoma, if he can fix that stuff that you mentioned, he could be an absolute steal
Yeah, I think so too.
in this draft.
Hey, what's the
just-
latest on Tank for you guys? When's he slated to come back? I mean, what is he?
I have not heard anything, but that'll be something that I'm definitely going to look into. I'm hoping, this is God's honest truth, I'm hoping he can be back by minicamp, because I think we're in minicamp now, or about to be. If he's not back by minicamp, I'm hoping he'll be back probably by training camp, which I believe is in the mid part of July.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate you calling in. But I'm sure I'll hear from you next Friday night when I do my No Huddle show. So I'll look forward to that too.
I'm gonna look into that. If I do find anything before y'all finish up, I'll call you back and let you know what I find.
Yeah,
but I'm definitely gonna look into that.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat, or if you want to wait till next Friday, that's fine too. I don't have a problem with that either.
All right,
Hey, brother.
I'm gonna go ahead and look into that, and if I do decide to call you back, I will.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kenneth.
All right, talk to you later.
Thank you.
Good night, Kenneth. Thanks.
Yeah, just shout out to one over here with the gifted 10 memberships on my channel. I appreciate you, brother. And this is what I talk about. You guys helping promote me also. So I really appreciate that 100%. And I want to go back to Silver and Fact saying, hey, you guys feel like Raider uncles, honestly, which is awesome. My dad's a Raider fan, but I don't get to talk to him a lot. So thank you right back.
Yeah, I missed that conversation with my dad too.
I mean, my dad was always a Patriots fan. Did I ever tell this story? When he passed, one of the things he left me, this son of a bitch, dude. He left me the autographed Vinatieri photo, like a big poster photo that Vinatieri signed, of the kick against us in the playoffs in the Tuck Rule game.
Tuck Rule
where
game.
They went on to win it. That's what he left me. I mean, along other stuff, like some of his fire memorabilia and other things, but that's the one thing he sent me. I never put it up in the house, but I still have it, and obviously I'm not going to get rid of it because it's from him. But it's like, God damn it, Dad! It's like when his wife gave it to me. I'm like, son of a bitch, this is what he leaves me. I'm like, this is one last, like, fuck you, Jeff, you fucker. Proof says you're my Raider hub. Thanks, man. Yeah, and you're right, Dixon. How boring would shows be if we just sat here all the time and we both agreed together constantly, and with the chat, and there was no dispute. There's no, you guys have a different take than I do, or I have a different one than Jason does. I mean, those shows are boring. I've seen those shows, and those shows suck. I'm sorry. They're no fun to watch if everybody sits there and go, oh, I agree, over and over again. Let's see. Thank you.
Nobody agrees with me.
Absolutely, I don't agree with you.
That's the way it should be.
Let's see. I just want to get through. Chewy's in here?
Chewy got a shout out. I didn't see his name pop up in the chat, but
did I miss it?
If
I did, I'm sorry. Well, unless that's him, proof is in the pudding. I don't know.
Yeah. I can tell you this: if he is watching us, and usually he does, Chewy, my guy from the 559 as well. I'm not from the 559, but he is one of the guys that I know from the 559, much with Coach Gravy as well, and Lowe and Chris R. that was on my show last week. He's from Fresno, so shout out to you guys down there holding it up.
Let me see here, because I just want to read out real quick. So when Bueno did that, let's see, the memberships went to Enamored, Brave Raider 22, Taddy, Haley Peterson, I Am Punchy, Coasty Too Foolish, Matt Marinovich, I Love Speed, Christopher Raiders, and Ricky Delavera. I know I probably murdered his name.
Say that fast 10 times.
Absolutely not. Gravy. Did you all know Mr. Washington has 10 fumbles in 3 years? Jason did that.
Yeah. He gets a little lazy. He gets a little lazy with his ball handling.
What's up, Tokyo Raider? What's going on, my guy?
And some of those fumbles weren't big hits either. That's kind of the scary part.
Most of my takes agree with Downs. Well, that's your problem. 805. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen him in there yet.
He's listening. Don't fool yourself. He's listening.
So Proof says Mike Washington with fumble rate so high needs time at fullback. I don't think we use a fullback much, but blocking back. Well, that's where Connor Hayward comes into play.
Yeah.
And shout out to Joe Morley. He put a shot out the other day, and I commented on it, and I agree with him. I said, you know what? I said, and you're absolutely right. I said, nobody's even mentioned his name until Joe did. I mean, people talk about him, obviously, but nobody's looking at him as like like the missing link type of look. You know, where he's going to have value on this roster where people aren't really expecting it for 2 reasons. One, for his blocking ability as a fullback, and the guy can catch the ball. He came into this league as a tight end. They converted him to a fullback hybrid tight end, and he's a big target. So I agree with him 100% now that I think more about it. And all credit to Joe Morley on this. You know, great pickup on him and a great take on it when he put that shot out. And I'm like, God damn, he's right. You don't really hear anybody talking about him and how valuable he's going to be to this offense under Kubiak. And I don't know if you agree or disagree, Jason. I don't know what your take is on it, but I thought it was a great take on his part.
The West Coast offense utilizes the fullback in the passing game quite well. Just go back to Tom Rathman. We had John Ritchie was utilizing the passing. He caught more passes than he had runs. you know, so just by play design in and of itself.
That's not nice. So Kenneth said Tank Dell unknown when he is scheduled to return.
Yeah.
Some bitch better come back soon because, man, he was awesome in fantasy until you got hurt.
Oh, yeah. Dude, you talk about a guy that could take the top off of defense. Woo! Good Lord.
But, Eric, that's part of Kubiak's scheme is with a fullback. So we have a fullback.
Yeah.
That's what's required in his system.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you can't sit there and say we don't need a fullback. We did. That's why they brought Connor Hayward in here in the first place. Other than that, we never would have signed him. We wouldn't have, you know, if they didn't need one. So, I mean, we definitely needed the fullback, you know, based on his system. Let's see. I think I'm caught up with the chat now. Yeah. Oh, Rosetown. Here he is. What's up, Rosetown? What's going on, my guy?
Rosetown native. Salute, man. One of my mods over there. I think I made you a mod. If I didn't, let me know. Had to. He's like one of the – when we joined your channel at the very beginning, when you were still, you know, trying to figure out where the keyboard was and all that stuff, me and him – it seemed like me and him were always like the first ones in plugging it. But it's Rosetown native is one of the guys right there. Ready to rock and roll.
I'll let you get back into the controller show again.
Are we done chatting?
Yeah.
So let's do this. Let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, and don't forget the phone lines are open in there.
Right there. Call. Have a tape. Don't suck. Bring it. Let's go.
You're on Raider Nation Voices with Jeff and Jason. State your name.
It's Raider Mark, Pacific Northwest. I saw that you guys were live, and I'm like, oh, shit, I got to go to the garage and call. I miss you guys, man. I miss you. You've been doing some awesome shows, man. Thank you. Thank you.
We appreciate that, both of us. We thank you very much. Yeah, it was weird not doing it last Saturday, but obviously I wasn't around. I mean, we still could have probably done something, but it wouldn't have been with phone calls, you know, because obviously I was, oh, no, it could have been because I had my laptop. So, yeah, I could have still done it.
You know what, though, Jeff?
Yeah, I almost called in the other day, but my grandson was spending the night with me. And it was like, oh, I'll wait.
Yep.
And then, it was so bad, man. You made me feel so guilty, Jeff, because I bought that shirt when I found out everybody was talking about and we were going to draft Mendoza, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got onto eBay and I was starting to looking for Mendoza shirts, right?
Yeah.
And I found one. I found it. I got it for $32 shipping for free, right?
Damn.
And that was like 2 days before Kirk Cousins happened. And then Kirk Cousins happens, and then you started doing this, man. What the frick, man? If we're gonna do this, then why are we doing this? And I was feeling the same way as you then. I'm like, hey, if we got Kirk Cousins, then why don't we sweeten the pot and make him the man for the next 2 years? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was feeling like, oh man, I might have just jinxed the team, man.
Well, you wouldn't have been the only one, because there were plenty of people that bought Mendoza jerseys and T-shirts. I mean, I will say this: when I was at the draft, there were a few people wearing Mendoza jerseys and shirts. Probably not as many as what was showing up in Vegas for the day one draft, and obviously on Friday when everybody went to the training facility to actually meet him. Every picture and video I've seen from Leo and shit, the Mendoza jerseys and T-shirts were everywhere. So,
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Because I wore it to pick up my grandson at school one day.
yeah.
And I even had some Seahawks fans go, hey, I think you finally got a quarterback, man. And I was like, yeah, we got the coach too, man. Watch out, Seahawks.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hopefully good things to come soon. I mean, we're definitely heading in the right direction, but it all depends.
Oh, I say within 3 years, we should be, hopefully, knock on wood, I'm saying within 3 years, we should be we're looking at the golden apple. You know what I mean?
See, and that's what I like about you. You're not on this, we're going to win it this year type thing. You realize that it's going to take a couple of years before we really get to, a few years until we get to that point where everything's rolling right along and we're just restocking talent, and everything's flowing beautifully. Like some of these organizations that do, like the Chiefs reload every year and they're right back in it again. They just did it in this off season. I'm
loving it, hearing it from other people, going, hey man, the Raiders are looking good, they're on their way up, it's like, we better watch out. And I'm like, yeah, you guys better watch out. But yeah, it's good to see you back, and everything went good in Pittsburgh. That was good work out there, you and your wife.
It was definitely fun. We both enjoyed the time together, and
you owe her another dinner out special.
Yeah, I know. McDonald's.
Well, I'll let you guys go. Thank you very much, guys.
No problem, man. Thanks for calling.
Have a good night, man.
Have a good night, man.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Later.
Mark from the Pacific Northwest, PNW, in the chat.
Yeah,
you guys get a shout out to him. I like his phone call, but mostly I kind of want to redirect a little bit. And there's some people out there that have extreme optimism. I'll just say that you got to tamper that down. Basically, what we're looking for, if you know what you're expecting this year, is improvement. Improvement in being competitive in every game, right? Being able to show that we can win a game legitimately, right, against a formidable team, and not just be some lucky Sunday afternoon, we got lucky type thing, but somewhere along the lines where you can actually watch the game and watch how pieces are coming together. Because if you see teams that get into that start to elevate themselves into that perennial competitive championship caliber team is usually their first year is you just see the overall makeup of the team. Yes, exactly, Matt Marinovich. Consistency and balance. Just starting to produce consistency and balance throughout from every aspect, from defense to offense to special teams. And looking back on the draft, especially the way we drafted from rounds 4 through 7, and including with some of our UDFAs, I kind of have to agree with how our front office went about this. Is I think they really triggered that our secondary was more of a weakness than whatever defensive line was. So they attacked the secondary better, which is obvious with 4 of our picks in those rounds, correct? Okay. Yep. So, I mean, that in and of itself is that's a statement in and of itself that it's like, okay, I can see that. So okay, I'm reading the chat as we're going along. Yeah. There's one of the things that we have to remember too. The Patriots went to the Super Bowl, but what also could happen after going to the Super Bowl?
They get the shit pushed in,
right? So it's not a continuance of success. That's what we're looking for, right? And so you want to see that assimilation. Now, if wins are striking, we're striking wins. We're putting wins away, putting them in a column. Oh man, I can't wait. This is going to be a fun 3 years. But no, if we can start stacking wins and putting wins in a win column, that's okay too. That's what we want. What I want is when we go into next year, by week 9, 10, 11, we're all still watching the freaking game all 4 quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Last year, the last 2-3 years, by week 5 and 6,
most fans would.
I don't know about you, by halftime, people were checking out. They were like,
"Yeah,
I got other shit to do than watch this stuff." So that, as a fan perspective, that's what we want, right?
Yeah,
we want. If we're going to spend our Sunday afternoon enjoying our team that we love, we want to be able to see them go out and perform at least to the extent where we can appreciate it. And then we can jump on everybody's YouTube channel, bitch and complain about, well, if we only did this and we only did that, and it's like, pump the brakes, man. Where were you last year? Because this is a hell of a lot better than what it was last year.
I just want to address Matt's thing here. We needed a real free safety and an upgrade in the defensive backroom. Mm-hmm. So, Matt, do you feel that we did upgrade it enough in the draft and free agency, or do you still think we need more? Because I think we upgraded, but again, the proof's in the pudding. Mm-hmm. And until once we finally get on the field and see what these guys can do, and then we'll know really if we've got the right guys or not. Mm-hmm. So I'm just curious if Matt thinks we did enough, or if he still feels we needed to do more. Cool Kev jumped in. What's up, Cool Kev?
What's up, Cool Kev?
Why don't you spell it all out? The cubicle, it works too. Yeah, true. Matt, we drafted a safety round. True. We need to snort that opium again. I was going to say something inappropriate about Mendoza and another name for a roost. Okay. Several DBs in the back. Also, because no one has said it today, I'll say it. AOC MVP season incoming. Absolutely not. That's not happening. With a $5 super chat, Australian money. He says, "Hey Jeff, what did we learn this morning? How do you say new UDFA's kicker's real name?" I gotta look up his first name again because hold on. Oh shit, it's not in that list. Fuck. God damn it. I don't want to keep going. I told him the Tokyo. The only time I've said Tokyo Toe today is when I'm reading the chat messages. So, nope.
All right. I know my screen is bright, but it's Kansei Matsuzawa.
There it is.
And then after you say it, go, bless you.
Kansei Matsuzawa. Right? Did I say that right?
No.
But thank you for the $5 super chat, Abakasi. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, I want to find Matt's answer here. The Cuban Cortex. Jesus Christ, you guys are ridiculous. We got the top corner around 4 or 5, provided he's healthy, though. That's the problem. We still don't know what we've got there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. All right, so here's Matt's response. I think we did address free safety, allowing Chin and Palomar to focus on strong safety. McCoy was a huge upgrade. Okay, so you agree there. All right.
And
I
don't
just
forget,
we still needed more help, or if you think we did maybe just enough to hopefully field a competent secondary. I mean, it's obvious that they recognize that was our major weakness on defense last year was our secondary, and they went all in on grabbing guys in this draft to do that. You know, they brought in enough guys to really create competition. There was no competition last year. That was the problem.
Mm-hmm.
There was no competition in that secondary. It was just whoever looked the best out there, and they just rolled the dice on, oh, that's who's going out there today. You know, I think these guys that we just picked up in the draft, if McCoy can play, oh, good God. You know, and if his issue is not that major and he can play at his caliber of 2024, damn, that is without a doubt in the entire 32 NFL teams, the steal of the draft. I'm sorry.
Man.
If he plays like that again in the pros, see you later.
Mm-hmm.
I more I think about it, I love the pick. Eric says, sorry, Jason, won't take 3 years.
I can address that. If I insinuated that it was going to take 3 years, I apologize. What I'm trying to say is usually the plan is within the 3 years, you want to see that progress. Like this year, you want to see the progression. So it's not like a lot of people said, not I myself thought the same thing. If we get 5 wins this year, but the other games are competitive, like there's no 31-0, 37-2, or whatever, where we absolutely have no business being out on the field. And you saw it in Philadelphia, that game in Philadelphia that you went to. None of that shit anymore. Okay? Show up, play hard, and let the outcome of the game decide itself. If we start stacking wins this year, I would love it. But I also want to see it to where it's going to be a long-term success, not just a couple years and then we're right back to drafting in the top 5 again after a couple 3 years. That's what I don't want. I want to see sustained success. You know, something where, you know, you look at, you know, the Rams, the Niners, the current Seahawks after they got rid of, you know, they had success and then Pete Carroll had a couple down years and then they brought it back up. You're seeing, you know, hell, I would be happy with just playing a couple years like the Buccaneers have, where we're fighting for a division title at the end. We go into December and we still got a shot to win the West. Not saying we're going to, but just we're in that position to where us as fans can freaking enjoy the season. That's what I'm looking for. Hell, the last 3 seasons, the last 3 in particular, by week 3, it was almost, I never check out. I always watch the Raider games. I don't care if it's I don't care. As long as they're on, I'm watching them. But there's no emotion when I'm watching them. It's like, if they score a touchdown, great. They throw a pick, I feel the same. It's like, we're just out there. You know, it's just, all we're seeing is our uniform. And what's the shitty part about it is it was tarnishing our uniform by what we saw in the last 3 years. It really tarnished our shield.
Shout out. Oh, good. I thought you were done.
Go ahead.
Shout out to Aunt Six with the $2 super chat. Week 1 starting O-line in UDFA's kicker's name. So, Kansei Matsuzawa. So,
yeah, Matsuzawa.
Yeah. So, thank you, Aunt Six. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
Let's see. If our secondary can give the defensive line a little more time to disrupt the QB, more turnovers will come. Absolutely. And I've said that before. I said that last year, too. If we don't need superstar corners if we have a pure threat up front crashing that line and forcing quarterbacks to get out of their rhythm before the receivers can get to their, you know, to actually run the correct route. We just need serviceable guys. We're beyond serviceable guys with what we've brought in now, I think. I think we've got guys that can hopefully keep up and compete with these wide receivers that we're going to go up against too. So again, it still remains to be seen what happens on the field in practice and preseason to really get a feel for how the season's going to go. And to get back to your point about the whole draft thing too and everything in the future of the team, I want us to get to the point where when we're drafting each year, we're not drafting because we still have so many holes to fill on the starting roster. I want us to get it to the point where we're drafting for depth. We're drafting for guys to eventually take over at some point. You know, we're drafting instead of picking up 30-something-year-old free agents and, you know, flashy names that are free agents. You're drafting each year to reinforce your starting roster so you've got rotational players that you can just plug in right away. You know, I don't want to have to keep drafting early in the first round or second round for key players because we just don't have them. You know, you want to draft guys that can come in and be part of a rotation in that depth, because that's been our weakness the last like 4 or 5 years. We've had no true depth. And if we keep the guys I think we're going to keep for the O-line on this roster, we're going to have some decent depth this year. Mm-hmm. I really feel that way. I think our depth is going to be pretty decent. It's not going to be perfect, but I think it's going to be a lot better than what we had last year for sure. Because you look at what we had last year. Forsythe was brought in only because Colton Miller was hurt. Kappa was brought in, God knows why. You had Parham. You know, you had all these guys that were just kind of, they were there. Did you really want to put them in? Not really. But you were forced to because of injuries and just the whole coaching thing. And, last year was just a disaster. Yeah. Please tell me Deuce Gruden got fired. No, he just broke a record in his weight class, a world record for the most weight on a bench press, 483 pounds. That's amazing.
You know, out of the last regime, if the only thing we kept was a strength and conditioning coach, oh well, not a big deal.
It says we grabbed Stoops, who is old. By the way, Jeff, my spiel this morning wasn't directed at you specifically. There's plenty of others who would repeatedly say, "Oh no, I know what you meant." I didn't take it that way. Trust. I don't take anything anybody says in the chat personally, unless it's like real derogatory and nasty. That's different. But no, even if you did call me out on it, I don't care. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings. I'm not that soft. Trust me.
Oh, you're soft.
No, I'm not. Well, I'm soft this way. Like, but I'm not.
Hey, Jeff, I got a poll that I want to throw up. See if maybe anybody would like to join us in this poll.
Yeah, I saw that, Bueno. We don't take credit for him here, though.
How many of the UDFAs do you think we'll keep? 1, 2, 3, 4, or more? That's in the poll.
Sorry, I hit it by accident. My bad.
It's all right.
Hold on. There you go.
There's the poll, ladies and gentlemen. Just hit 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 3 for 3, and 4 for 4 or more of the UDFAs that we will keep or sign to our roster, 53-man roster. There's 17 of them out there. What's that?
No, I'm just reading the question because I got to put my answer.
Yeah. So here's a little trick to the polls because we run the polls off the StreamYard side, not the YouTube side. Just put the number. Don't put a comment. If you put a comment next to the number, it won't register. If you want to make a comment, type the number, wait, now send a comment. I picked this number because of. Let her rip. Anyways, and the phone lines are open.
Yeah, phone lines are still open, folks. So if you want to call, phone number is right here at the bottom of the screen, 401-830-9189. Silver Fax says, if McCoy doesn't need surgery yet, watch out for I don't. And here
we have a phone call.
You're on Radio Nation Voices with Jeff and Jason. State your name.
Go Birds again.
Looks like somebody's kid got a hold of their cell phone.
Bueno, get your fridge. It just tried calling.
Yeah.
Sounds like it hasn't dropped its puberty balls yet. So, rated E. Trading Stooks, I believe, 60. So here we go. Billy's Pizza Hut.
Get your grumpy ass over.
saw it come in the same way. So. I was hoping coaching would help the DB room last year, but coaching was one of our weaknesses. Oh, absolutely. So PNW Mark's history is Nat Mendoza's favorite coffee is Dunkin' Donuts. Oh, fuck him with Dunkin' Donuts. That's my thing. He can't steal my fucking thing.
He already got a endorsement deal with him.
I should have gotten an endorsement deal before him. I'm a real deal from New England. He was just born here and then moved out. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
Another reason I don't like him. God damn it. I'm kidding. So. See, Genty wants a better nickname than Thunder and Lightning. Let's call it 7 wins. I'm not putting a number this year. What's this? Oh, no. Your Raider Nation Voices with Jeff and Jason. State your name.
Hi, this is Baby Bear.
Oh, I love it when they do this. This is fun.
Yeah.
They used to call me Howie long enough. Good Lord. What's up, Radio News Central? What's going on?
Radio News Central. Good evening, man. Welcome.
Let's see. Matt says, I noticed. Good Lord. Providence Police Department. How can I help
Grandpa,
you?
get your
Man.
I noticed recently that coaching is more important in the NFL because the college game isn't developing plays anymore.
Yeah.
Most of the kids,
they just don't practice like they. I don't know how you practiced when you played, but good Lord, man. When we practiced, it was, I want to say 6.5, 7 hours a day.
Oh my God, it was ridiculous. Double sessions were nasty. I hated double sessions.
Yeah.
Double sessions in the morning was just a contest to see who's going to puke first.
Yep. Yep.
And you could pour slug. Whoever drank orange juice in the morning was usually the first one. It was the big
who had
question.
waffles.
Yeah. You'd be getting dressed in the locker room and you'd hear someone say orange juice and you'd be like, oh, you'd stay away from that guy because guaranteed he was going to hawk it, man. It was coming.
Oh, yeah.
We've been down since the year before Carl left. We needed that 7 wins. I think Mendoza can DTUD like Bledsoe with Curtis Martin and Dave Meggett. Coaches last season was not the same. Was not on the same page, especially. Well, I think it was that, and now I'm really starting to think about how much was Chip Kelly allowed to really? Because I know supposedly he was calling bullshit plays like on purpose. Like it was almost like he was trying to sabotage it, from what I heard. I don't know how much that rumor has truth to it or not.
I wouldn't doubt it,
but
I would not.
I think that was probably because of Pete, him and Pete just not getting along for some reason, which is weird.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, how does that guy go from doing what he did at Ohio State? And I mean, I know he wasn't that great of a head coach, especially when he was in Philly. They hated him. But when he came here, and it was just so bad. You know, granted, he didn't have a lot of talent, and the other coaches weren't that great on the offense, especially the offensive line. You know, that fucker was just after looking at a paycheck.
Gravy had a good story about him from a personal knowledge that he shared with me the other day. I'm not going to go into it, but if Gravy ever calls, if Gravy wants to dial that number, 401-830-9189, call us up. He had a good story about Chip Kelly that just kind of puts all the pieces together.
911, what's your emergency? Hello, you're on a recorded line. They didn't even say anything. I love it. Why the fuck do we still have Colton? Because he's still under contract.
Yeah.
We take a salary cap hit. We can't just dump him now. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm going to have to shut the line down if this keeps happening for now. Foxy lady.
Hi, I know you're not the police.
All right, I'm just going to shut the line down for a little bit.
Yeah.
This kid should be in fucking bed. goddamn parents letting kids do this shit.
Which area code is that coming from?
It is I got the whole phone number. 609-206-1173. So I don't really care if I said it out loud because they're little brats.
Yeah.
Someone's needed to spank some kids. That's what needs to happen.
I wonder how many of our guests are rewinding the show real quick to write that number down and call them. That's what you get. You want to people that play stupid games win stupid prizes.
Yeah. I you know what? I don't disagree with that 100% either, Cold Kev, because the defense looked awful. Ducky's in the house. What's up, Ducky the Butcher? What's going on, man? Haven't seen you in a while. What's up, brother? What's up?
Welcome. I know we kind of got off
Didn't
the
break
a
it
little.
a month or two ago? Yeah, you broke it again tonight.
Yeah.
Yesterday. I think it was last night.
But those of you guys that are in the chat, we got 5 people voted, and I know there's more people out there that need to vote. So get in there, get your votes in. How many of the UDFAs that we signed do you think will make the roster? Press
Yeah,
one.
just type it in the chat. Type the number in the chat. That's all you have
Just
to
type
do.
it in the chat. That's all you have to do. Nothing fancy. Just go to chat, hit the number.
Just like when you sub to a channel, it costs you nothing. Just you got to
Yep.
hit the thumbs up. Here, you just got to type a number.
And this is just so as we start to do more content throughout, we kind of look at that and go, we kind of get an idea. Eventually, I want to throw some trivia questions in there. That'll be fun.
Mendoza loves Donuts Duncan, and you should too. Come subscribe. Yeah, make sure you get over to Donuts Duncan's channel and sub to him. Him and Jason do his show on Tuesday nights called Show Me Your Shield. Did you do one this past week?
We didn't do the one this week, so we have made a decision. I'm sorry we didn't confer with the boss when we did this before we changed
It's not me. It's your show. You do what you want, man.
I know, but I know you have rules and regulations, and you require your
Dude,
employees
you're part
to
owner
follow
on the
suit.
stream. You do whatever the hell you want. I don't care.
So, anyways, we made a command decision that Sundays at 4:00 during the off season is probably going to be better to get some of our guests in that we want to get in. So tomorrow we have a special guest that's going to come in with us. He's been on the show before, really knowledgeable guy. One of our Discord guys is going to be joining us tomorrow. This guy is super in depth with the college game as well. He played college football himself, and I like where he goes. He's actually turned me on to a few players that I was like, I watched the game, didn't even think about it. You know, I was looking at somebody else. Thanks for telling me. You know, so yeah, that'll be tomorrow night, 4:00 Pacific Standard Time. Show Me Your Shield, myself and my co-host Donuts Duncan and our special guest. Anthony, thank you for coming in, man. But yeah, so we should be cooking tomorrow.
Mitchell Reds just doxed.
The number that you called, they're referring to that kid as Mitchell Rents.
I wouldn't be surprised. He doesn't like me anyway, and I don't really care. Hold on, gotta make a call real quick. Been cutting meat and drinking beer. That's my life these days. Hey, good for you, man. Chad is blocking the pole. I can't see it. Well, never mind. Open your fridge. Go to your fridge. You'll be able to see it.
It's on the second shelf right behind the eggs.
Yeah. I think so too, Dixon. I think Hemby's going to make this roster. I can't see him.
Yeah.
I think
And
Collie is out in that running back room. Lobby's going to stay because of special teams.
Well, here's the kicker.
It's back open against Silver and Fax.
Here's the kicker. Hemby can return kickoffs too. He did at Maryland. So that might put a little juice in the Lobby situation. Now, I know Lobby's everybody's fan. I like Lobby too. He's a great story and everything. But he barely made the roster last year. Right? Now that we've kind of got a little bit more beef going into the training camp this year with our 90-man, might be a little harder for him to make the roster.
What do you say, Jeff? I had to rewind the chat many times to hear your answer to Jason's question. happens when the team wins the Super Bowl. It's hilarious. What did I say?
No. Brandon, I think what you're talking about is a lot of times after the team loses a Super Bowl, the next year they have a tendency to go.
All right, hold on.
That was
ready
my
to
take.
make your voices
Wasn't
with Jeff
the-
and State your
It
name.
wasn't the winning team; it was the losing team.
Justin,
I said
Silver
winning
and
team.
Facts. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, man? What's up?
Well, number one, trying to block that person that was there before. Oh my God, that was annoying. Anyway, first time ever calling in anywhere, so here we go. I know we're talking about this positivity from the draft and all that kind of stuff, but
Yep.
I want you guys' take on the last 20 years. What would you say? Because I think we're kind of seeing the impact that coaching has made is even more so than we ever could have imagined.
Mhm.
What was the worst regime in the last 20 years, in your guys' opinion?
In the last 20 years,
Can we add some years to that? Like,
Tough, right?
can we add some years to that?
shit, man. Now, when you say regime, you're talking like GMs or just like because don't forget that first real true GM outside of Al Davis was Reggie McKenzie.
True.
And that wasn't bad.
Let's go with straight just coaches.
If we go just coaches,
Yeah.
Art Shell's second go around.
2.0. I was just gonna say that. Art Shell 2.0. 1.0 was good. 2.0 was whoa.
2.0 was bad.
That was bad.
Oh God, Lane Kiffin's going to be up there.
I don't
Ooh,
say Lane Kiffin
forgot
because
about
I don't
that.
think Lane was given a fair chance.
Was my next one after Art Shell.
It's hard for me to give Lane Kiffin because
I guess
I
it's
don't
hard to
think
separate
Lane was
coaching
given a
job
chance.
versus like who did you actually just really dislike, right?
Yeah, I just see with Josh McDaniels. I just didn't like him, period, because he came from New England. But I also knew that he failed in Denver. So why did we think it was going to work out here? You know, and I know Mark wanted that whole Patriot way. He was trying to suck off that, regime and see what happens and, trying to siphon from them. And, maybe that way would come here, but it just never materialized, obviously. I still got to say Art Shell's year was that was a horrible year.
Which caused us to get Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah, until last year, that might have been the worst display of a coached football team I think I've seen with the Raiders until last year. Last year,
it's right up there with it.
My bear year, because we're going to be worse. We're going to win one game more, but we're going to look even more pathetic than we did in that year.
Yeah, and it wasn't even just like bad coaching. It was just like nobody being on the same page, right? Like, I mean, like Patrick Graham and like what happened with him and Pete Carroll. They're just, I mean, what was going on with that? And Chip Kelly, it's just like there was literally no communication. It seems like going on whatsoever.
The whole team, and I saw it firsthand twice. I went to 2 games, and I saw 2 different tales of this team. Week 1 against New England. Yeah, we won that game, but barely. And I saw some mistakes, obviously, and some like lackadaisical attempts. But what was really the icing on the cake for me was that Philly game. When I still can't believe what I saw that day from the conduct of the players on the sideline during that game. Like, they didn't want to be there. They did not want to be there. I've never seen Max just wander off by himself on the sideline, and nobody would even approach him. None of the coaches, nobody. It's shit you don't see on TV because obviously they're not going to show that because that's not what they do. But when you're sitting in the stands watching that and you just see the way they looked on the sidelines, it turned my stomach watching that, And then a couple weeks later or a week later, we go to Houston and we almost beat the Houston Texans with the best. They got the best defense in the league, and we're blowing them up all game long, and then lose it towards the tail end. It's like, where was this team a couple of weeks ago in Philly? How does this happen? How are they so bad and so inept? And then they go to Texas and they play the Texans and they put on a show. They just look so unenthused. I think at that point that most of the players had checked out. And for some reason, I don't know what flipped their switch in Houston, but man, that was a different team.
Well, maybe they just got so downtrodden, right? They just said, fuck it, and just decided to show everybody what they could do because they're like, well, I might not be here next year, so
Yeah,
I need to
let's
make
go.
sure I get that next contract.
I don't know if it was the cold and the snow that pissed them off, but Jesus Christ, that was pathetic.
That's sad. Anyways, I don't want to take it too much of you guys' time. Obviously, want to hear JD's take too, but I'm encouraging everyone else. Call. Don't be scared.
Yeah, we still got to
like
fix
you're
this.
locked in a closet.
Yeah, we got to fix this so Jason can respond, so you guys can hear him. He can respond to you, but you guys just can't hear him.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I turned my TV off because I know the whole echo thing happens.
Yeah.
But like, okay, all right. Well, I'll let you guys get back to it. But but like I said in my chat, you guys are awesome. You're my Raider uncles. Keep rocking, guys.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. That was nice of you to say that earlier. I appreciate that, man.
Right. Yeah. Cheers, bros.
Later. I love phone calls like this, dude. That's why I love this show. Yeah. Because it gives everybody the chance to put their voice to what they feel on the team. We haven't even really talked about.
we got to bullet point number 2, and we've been running ever since. Which is that's what we like. I like that.
I think about it. You have some sort of a structure set up, but the phone calls obviously stop at that point. We got to address the phone calls and guys calling with great takes and great opportunities to expand what we're talking about, or even go off in a different direction from what we're talking about at the moment.
Right, and that's totally fine too, because when we designed this show, this isn't so much about we want you guys to sit here and listen to us. We can talk back and forth all day long.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a problem. I could do it till we're blue. We did it. We've done it before. We've done it for 6-7 hours where we just sit here and just talk back and forth. But if you guys dial in and call, just like the last, Silver and Black Facts come in with his and Money Chuck and Kenneth and PNW. I know there's guys out there that are listening and watching. You guys can do it just as easy. It's not that big a deal. Nobody's going to see you. And trust me, you're probably better looking than I am, and I'm up on the camera. So I definitely have a face for radio or telephone. For YouTube.
So just to give you guys an idea how much Jason and I talk, right? So yesterday.
Oh, geez.
No, Thursday. Actually, not yesterday. Thursday. He called me at 5:19 p.m. We were on the phone for 2 hours and 15 minutes and 9 seconds talking.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking obviously about what we were going to, what was just going on. And it's just talking about anything and everything, So
didn't even realize we were on the phone that long.
No.
Holy shit. We've been on the phone for 2 hours.
We were talking for so long. I was sitting outside in the garage. I was just chain smoking sitting out there. I'm like, God damn.
I'm about to contribute to your habit.
I only went out there with one cigarette. And then we just kept talking. I came back in the house, grabbed my coffee and my cigarettes and went back outside.
Yep.
Let's see, get through the rest of this chat. I'm calling tomorrow. Put my wife in the garage with her cowboy load. Let's see. Your gold jacket. Yeah. Not really a wide receiver, but it's a good shot at tight ends. No more than 4 UDFAs. I'd like to just see all our draft picks make the squad, to be honest. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Let's see. I just want to go Joe Bugle. See, there's a guy that didn't. I wish would have panned out. Again, a great offensive line coach, but man, he was horrible
head coach. Yeah.
Even Jeff, answer your question, Snowden did get waived today. We did cut him.
Yeah. Even Joe Bugle's stint in Arizona was a train wreck.
Mm-hmm. Chip was OC. Our show was a fall guy like Pierce.
Yeah. You know what though? Al Davis actually reached on that because he felt guilty firing Art Show the first time, and so that was kind of a sentimental. Let's try and hash this again 12, 13 years later, and it just didn't work. The bed and breakfast offensive scheme didn't work.
Bueno says if you had a smart fridge, maybe he could answer the phone line.
Yeah. I can't get a smart fridge.
Let's see. You guys talk on the phone like teen. Yeah, we do. Seriously. I mean, there's very few people that I can be on the phone with for that long and tolerate. Jason's one of them, obviously. Other than that,
we've said this before. We've only known each other for a year and a half, but
right?
For God's sakes, it seems like I've known you since we were kids.
Yeah, but again, it's look at, we both kind of came from the same upbringing. Basically, we both had that same mentality, and I think both, because at one point in our lives we were both public servants. You know, you did what you did, I did what I did. You know,
and we did what we did.
Yeah. You know, it's that mutual respect for each other. You know, I mean, to the point where, I mean, he could not like something I say, and he'll come right out and tell me, and okay, you know, it's not
and vice versa.
It's not going to bother me if he doesn't like something I said. All right, well, whatever. It is what it is. But we're still here. Fucking asshole, but you know.
It's been a while since I got one of those.
Mark says, "Yeah, I haven't said that in a while. Fuck you, Jason." There it is.
I didn't. That was an unearned one. That don't count.
Yeah, true. He said the calling in is awesome. You get to say what you want. Thank you, guys. No, we appreciate it.
Yeah, you too, man. That's what we're here for.
I didn't even talk that much on the phone when I was in high school with my girlfriends. That's probably because I had too many of them.
I didn't have any girlfriends in high school. I mean,
my senior year in high school, I didn't have any girlfriends, man. I was just banging anything I could get my hands on. Back then.
Well,
I had no steady chick. I got it all out of my system my senior year in high school. James Firpo in the house. Oh, we got to do it. It's been a while.
Yeah, that's
Firpo, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Firpo's chain.
Yep. And kids nowadays won't even know what that means.
Nope.
Or trying to fix it because it always gets that weird twist that goes the opposite way. You know, remember it had like that 20-foot long cord that you could.
Then they came out ones that had the little axle inside of it, so that wouldn't happen.
It would spin.
Yeah. Yeah, you always knew. Like my sister was 4 years older than me. You always knew when she was on the phone because you'd see the cord come off the wall, go down the hallway, and into her room with the door shut.
Yeah, good times. I slept with my friend's prom date in high school. It was really his fault. Jesus Christ.
Cider. Come on.
Of course I did. That's what we had back then, man. Rotary phones. That was it. You put one of those phones in front of a kid now that's lived their entire life on one of these, they wouldn't have a clue how to operate that. They'd be pressing.
Let me throw this at you. Maybe your parents had this too when you were a kid. Did you have a CB home CB station with the big old antenna? My dad put the big old antenna up on top of the roof, and then we had this base station with the CB.
Yep.
And then then he put it in a car.
Yep. We had it for a reason. Yep. We had it for a reason because my dad used to race motorcycles on the weekend when I was a kid. You see these trials events that these guys do where they climb all this weird shit with their motorcycles. There's like no seat, basically the pads like that. That he was part of that back in the 70s and 80s, like when it really started taking traction, like it just started. He was involved in that. He did a lot of those trials events. So like before it is what it is now, that was big in the 70s and 80s. So we had campers, we had friends of his that did it also. And we would go on a convoy of campers. We would leave Rhode Island and we'd go out to out by the Poconos, upstate New York, down into Pennsylvania, down into Jersey. We'd go to Maine, Vermont. We spent every weekend during the summer camping. That's how we did it. You know, we started with tents and everything, and we always had CBs. And then my dad put one in the house with the big ass antenna. And we had this big. I mean, back then the CB bases at home were like this big ass box. Now they're like this. They're tiny little things now.
Yeah. That was actually frontline communication for us with because my dad put it in the car as well. He put a CB, put a CB in the car with an antenna on the back. You take the antenna out of the trunk and had the magnet. You stick it on the trunk lid, and that would be if he went to the store, and he needed to call my mom, he'd just go out, start the car, and then turn the CB radio on. Woo, and you see the needle go back and forth on the dash, and they pick the radio and or the CB and breaker. And my parents were even in a CB club.
Yeah, we were too.
Yeah, so it was
we all had
breaker 19.
Everybody had handles. Like my dad was Flying Frog. My mother was Lily Pad. I was Tadpole because we did the whole French frog thing. One of our buddies was Coach. Another guy was Toy Maker because he used to work for Hasbro at the time, so he was Toy Maker. I remember most of these. Pole Topper was another guy because he used to work for the electric company. He was one of the linemen, so he would climb the poles all the time. So his name was Pole Topper. His wife was Shorty. Everybody had a CB handle. It was great. And then when we would be in a convoy, everybody would have a position. So like somebody would be the front porch, which whoever's leading is the front porch, and whoever was second was rocking chair, and whoever was in the back was the barn. Would be the last. I think it was the barn or the caboose was the last vehicle. So yeah, it was great. I mean, you know what? What a great time to grow up as a kid in the 70s and 80s like that. Yeah. Because we were always out and about, man. Always out weekends during the summer. My dad would have his motorcycle hooked onto the because he used to have the bumper mounts on the front of the campers or the van. So he would load the bike up on Thursday, and then my mother and I would pack the van with all our clothes and what we're taking for food and all that. So he'd come home from work, he'd run in the house, change, and we're out the door and we're gone for the weekend. We'd leave like noontime on Friday. We wouldn't come back till late Sunday night. So every weekend as a kid, we were out camping. It was awesome. What a great time, man. So Proof has a question. Is Mendoza him, Jeff? I'm on the fence. With Sage, I know about babyface as a selling point and just natural for a young man. He may be Aaron Hernandez. Forgive me. Jesus. Wow. Okay. I sure hope he is. I hope he is. No, I hope he's him, not the other part of this. I hope he is him. He's here. He's on the roster. He's already been in minicamp. I got to stand behind him because if he fails, the team fails. So I want him to be successful because it's only going to benefit all of us as Raider fans. Other than that, we're going to keep being miserable. But eventually, if he doesn't work out, then we struck out again and as some people again. So we took a shot. We just if it doesn't work out, we'll try again. Like that's not the way I want to look at it, but
nothing is really absolute guaranteed. Really, I mean, God bless it. I love Dan Marino, but he never won a Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
That's right there, to be honest with you.
So Dan Fouts, Phillip Rivers. You could just name a bunch of quarterbacks that were so damn good, but never won anything.
Well, what kills me about Marino is the talent he had around him. Just the Mark brothers, Mark Duper and Clayton. I mean, those guys are insane receivers, and they still couldn't get there. Yeah, it's a shame. And that's the thing. He got there as a rookie, and right away everybody's like, "Oh, he didn't win. He'll be there." He never got there again. He never even sniffed it. Didn't even get close enough to sniff it.
Well, they constantly won anywhere from 9 to 12 games.
Well, they were always winning the division back then. That was the thing. They won the division. They made the playoffs, but they couldn't go any further.
Yeah, it just seemed like they get into it's like. But then Buffalo came along and kind of stole some of that thunder too. With Jim Kelly.
True. Bueno, you got to pause on that one, man. You got impressed by his size. I'm not touching that.
Well, I know you're not going to touch it, but there's something I saw a little bit different, like in his calves, and he looks a little thicker than what he was when he played in Indiana. But you also got to take into consideration the type of uniforms that they wore weren't as form-fitting. Indiana's uniforms were not even some of the other guys. You look at their uniforms, you're like, man, that just looks. They just don't look right. It's not like they're fit properly, you know.
You and Bueno need to get a room. If Mendoza doesn't work out, it won't be for lack of effort. Jamarcus Russell, anybody, all right?
That's absolutely true.
I told you his aunt was hot as hell, man.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I was okay with drafting him, too, early on when we first started talking about him. I'm like, I just want to see more of the hot aunt.
Yeah. That's but what Dennis just said a little bit ago is like a lot of people want to throw that Jamarcus Russell comparison. He's just the next Jamarcus Russell. That's not the case. If Mendoza doesn't succeed, a lot of it is going to be because it's not going to be because of lack of effort. That's for sure. There's going to be effort put into it. It just could be that maybe 805 is the supreme leader in all Raider Nation land. He's right. And if he is, I will definitely bow to the throne. Not afraid to say it.
Okay.
Not yours. I'm not going to bow to you.
I didn't tell you I had to.
No, I know I don't have to. I know you didn't say I had
I
to.
didn't see her until the picture of the Mendoza family. I saw her during the college playoffs. Every time he was playing, they would always show a picture of his mom, and she's sitting right next to it. And I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
It's like, shit. She's kind of hot, man. G-Fam in the house. What's up, G-Fam? Welcome in, brother. Welcome in.
Are you ready to break?
We're coming up on 2 hours. I'll leave the phone line still open. If anybody still wants to call in, the line is open. We didn't really talk about what we were going to talk about tonight because the phone calls were awesome, except for those little 5-year-olds that were calling in. But the phone calls were really good tonight. The talk in the chat and talking it up. Well, this has been, I think this might be one of our better shows that we've done on a Saturday night.
From an interaction standpoint, yes.
Yeah. It's just been carefree and, we're not talking over each other. We're just having fun, man. This is why I missed this last Saturday. Even though I was hanging with the wife in the hot tub and all that and everything because we were just so goddamn soft.
Hot tub. Yeah. Good God.
We were getting ready to leave the Hall of Fame to go back. Actually, we're going to go and meet up with 805 and the guys. She goes, after we're done, she goes, I think I'm going to stop at Walmart. I said, what for? She goes, I think I'm going to get a bathing suit. She goes, I want to get in the hot tub when we get back. She goes, I am so sore. I said, you know what? That sounds good because my back and my knees were fucking killing me. Then I got out of the hot tub and I slipped because the floor was so slippery right there. Dude, I went down hard. I thought I blew up my left knee. I went down like a sack of potatoes. My right foot slid right out from under me and bam, I went right down onto my ass. I'm like, fuck. And of course, there's a stupid plastic plant right to the right of me. And that's what I came down, like trying to grab onto a table that was there. And I missed and I hit the plant. But it was a plastic plant with the metal rods going through it. I caught it right in the freaking wrist, like right here. And I thought it was going to puncture it, but it didn't. God damn. See, I brought that up during this college game with Jeff. The aunt was smoking gas. Rorschach's in the house. What's up, Rorschach? Jeff, Jason, and as usual, I'm not one who was talking about a man's. Yep. Oh my God, Mendoza is not Jamarcus Russell. There is no comparison. I hope not. Yeah, we saw that. G-Fan, we brought that up earlier. I mentioned all the guys that got cut. So I think by Snowden being cut, that might tell us that Kenny Crawford might be the real deal for them if they're cutting that guy or if they're cutting Snowden already, right? Yeah. I mean, Kuntz is on a 1-year deal.
But we also too, we picked up Xavier Sori, outside linebacker from Arkansas. It's got some edge rush talent to him. He's not dynamic by any means. He's got some working to do, some development to do. But for the most part, he's kind of got the basic. He did pretty good in college. So, but he's another one of those Arkansas guys, and Arkansas just wasn't a good team. So. But it'll be interesting to see how he's a UDFA, so he'll come in. be part of the rotation in training camp and stuff. And got Quiddy Pay and Max and Kuntz and now Crawford. That's 4 designated edge rushers, defensive end edge rushers. So kind of got to open the doors for other.
If you look at it,
What's that?
it's a heck of a rotation. If you look at it,
if it works out,
made out to be. It's going to be a pretty good. It's a better rotation than what we had last year because number one Tyreek is out of the picture now. Thank God.
Addition by subtraction.
I don't have to listen to anybody that was on his nuts about, he'll be a breakout this year. Yeah, okay. 3 years in a row now. We're going to go for year 4. Him breaking out.
He did have a breakout game against Kansas City in the last game of the season.
Whoa. But against the second stringers?
I just wanted to say it because I do. I was like, I saw that and I was like, okay, he's just balling out. And I go,
yeah. Dude, he's playing against second and third string. He had nothing to play for. What? Fuck out of here.
I was like, are you kidding me? I started hearing that and I was like, stop with that.
Truth says, I'm looking forward to tomorrow's show. You got a show tomorrow?
Tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Raider Nation, Show Me Your Shield, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
I didn't know you had it. All right. If you said that earlier and I missed it, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're changing during the off season. We're going to Sundays because it gives us a chance to bring in guests that are available. Tuesdays is hard to get guests because people work and they say and So Sundays at 4 o'clock. People are usually done with their picnics and their family time at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's like, got a couple hours. Yeah, got a couple hours. Come join us.
What are you going to do during the season when this games?
We'll go back to Tuesday.
I will be on the show tomorrow. Chris for Raiders and Raider Nation Jason asked me to come on with them tomorrow. So 1:30 my time, Eastern, 1:30 p.m. I will be on their show. I'm not going to stream it on mine, but I will be on with them. So if you guys want to check it out, you got to go to Raider Nation Jason's channel or Chris for Raiders. So I will be on with them also. They invited me on. So thanks for being in here tonight, Proof.
Yeah. And just a heads up for all my followers that will be joining me tomorrow and myself and Duncan. The topics tomorrow is we're going to examine the AFC West draft and cover that. Not just the Raiders, but the AFC West and what that means, how it impacts us.
Yes, Bueno, he got cut. Yeah, we saw that they signed these guys. Just to give you an idea on the size of these guys, by the way, real quick, the ones that we brought in. So the ones we signed. So Devin Perkins, the safety, he's 5'10", 195 pounds. Nicholas Henning, a tackle, 6'6", 287. It's not that big. Patrick Gouard, the tight end, 6'4", 250 pounds from Cincinnati. Now Henning is from Queens, Canada. Kamal Missouri, a tackle, 6'5", 310 from UTSA. So Perkins, the safety, he's from Las Vegas. Henning is from Milton, Ontario, Canada. Gouard is from New Albany, Ohio, and Kamal Missouri is from Baltimore, Maryland. Yeah. So we grabbed another Las Vegas native. He went to Utah Tech. I don't know how big of a school that is. It's probably not that big.
But anyways, we've been on for 2 hours. It's been a great show, man. We should have kept Clavion Chase on, who signed with Washington. I just noticed that he did go to Washington.
Chase on did?
Yeah.
He had 3 breakouts today in 4 years. Dixon no leg day cider. Yeah. 3 good games a season. How about 3 good games in his career? And that's it. Jesus Christ. Not something that you value at number 7 pick, right?
Not something you value with the 6th round pick if you're going to make him a starter.
6th round pick.
6th round picks. 6th round picks perform better than what he did.
Oh God, yeah. All right, that's what you're getting at. Yeah. Tanner Jack said 4 Pacific, right? 4 o'clock Pacific your time. Tomorrow, your show, 4 o'clock Pacific.
So go to my channel. Raiders First Downs. I believe you're already a subscriber. Just hit the alert button. I'll push the notifications out tomorrow morning, sometime about 9-10 o'clock. As soon as I dive in and get the studio set up, and you'll get notified. And come on in. Raiders First Downs. That's Raiders #1 STDOWNS at youtube.com.
So Kaz asks, Stooks is kind of small to be a safety. Could he start as a corner?
He's going to be a nickelbacker.
That's your department.
Yeah.
I don't.
He's definitely a nickelbacker. He's all that in a bag of chips at nickelbacker.
What's the link? It's Jason's channel and Donuts Duncan.
I might have put it in the description of our. If
not, Bueno or Rorschach, if you guys have either one of their channels, can you just post it in the chat for everybody?
I know one of you two are my mods. So what else you got going on this week?
Well, I get some big news for shows this week. So first of all, after today, I don't have another show till Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Most Notorious, we're taking the month of May off. And the Raider Connection, we're taking this Wednesday off, but we will be back on the 13th. We will be live during the scheduled release show. So we'll be on at 8 o'clock Eastern time, 5 o'clock Pacific, when they release the schedule for the NFL.
What day is that again?
May 13th. And
May 13th.
That's a big deal for me personally to know when we're playing, when and who, because that's right, they're not clickable on vertical. Then don't put it on the vertical.
I'm on horizontal. So if you go on
if you go to Jason's channel, and if one
jump over to my channel right now, and you can just click on it and go from there.
So that's a big deal for me when the schedule gets released, because I got 2 games I'm going to have my hand in this year. Obviously, we're coming to New England to play the Patriots again, so I've got my chapter being at the forefront along with Mike from Raiders Against the World. The 2 of us are going to be planning that whole weekend. And then the New York Jets. We're going to play the Jets this year in New York. So I actually just literally 5 minutes before I came into the studio with you, Jason, I was on the phone with JT from the New York City Black Hole chapter. We were talking, trying to get an idea on what we're thinking about doing for it, just to kind of bounce ideas off each other, and then we're going to get back to it after we know the definite date. But we're going to have a few different chapters and clubs involved in that one down in New York. So we're going to have a pretty good deal going on with that, I think.
Cool.
So, and I know a lot of people from out west are planning on coming out here for that game, because some of them have never been to New York before. So this is a perfect opportunity for them to come out. But the big news this week coming up, Thursday night on Raiders Coast to Coast with myself and my esteemed colleague and co-host, Nathan, LV Raider 10, who we've been together now. When this season starts, it'll be 2 years for him and I doing shows together. And I love doing shows with Nate because he's such a smart kid, and he knows a lot about football for such a young kid too, especially the college side of it. But we have a very, very special guest that we're going to have on Wednesday night. We're going to have Brian Fowler from All In Autumn Win on with us Thursday night.
Be cool.
So make sure you guys go to Nate's channel, subscribe, hit the notifications, ring that bell. Once we get the studio set up, you'll get the notification that we're going to be going live Thursday night. We're going to be our normal time, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. So we're going to have him on. I've been trying to get him on since before the Super Bowl. But with the championship games, the Super Bowl, it wasn't working out, because he went to all those. And then I knew the draft was coming and combine and all that. So when I saw him last week in Pittsburgh, he said, once we're back home, reach out to me and we'll schedule something. So I talked to him today for a little bit. And so Thursday night, don't miss it. 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. Raiders Coast to Coast with special guest. We're going to have All In Autumn Win, Brian Fowler on. So bring your questions for him in the chat, guys. If you got questions specifically you want answered ahead of time, send them to me, and we'll get them answered. You know, if you have any specific questions. Now, Nate and I are going to have questions for him, and we're going to do a lot of talking about his record and you know, what his future plans are, too. So it's going to be good stuff. I'm excited for it. This is probably, outside of doing a show, having a guest on like Violator, which I've done twice now, getting Brian on there is awesome. I can't wait to do this show Thursday. Nate's super stoked for it too. So
that's why we call you Big Time Hollywood.
Yeah. It's no NFL coach or NFL player, but Brian Fowler is pretty famous. A lot of people know him. I was initially going to get him on a Friday night show because of him doing so much in the NFL realm, not so much Raiders too, with his past year. I figured it would be cool, but I'm like, you know what? No, I want to get him on with Nate and I on Thursday. So I wanted someone else to share in this with me, and Nate was a perfect one because he's met him a few different times too.
Yeah.
You know, he's been interviewed by him, so it's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, good, great fan, great fan.
He's awesome. He's so cool. So, and then obviously I'll be back on Friday night, and then Jason and I are we on next Saturday?
Next Saturday, we discussed the schedule coming up, and I think, believe it or not, towards the end of May, June, there's going to be a dead period, right? We know there's a dead period once OTAs and training camp, mini camps are done. There's a 6 week lull, in which absolutely nothing happens. So we're going to try and piecemeal some things together, but it's going to be just keep your alerts and notifications on, but also too, let's start building up as a nation. And so when we get to July, we all hit the ground running with the content and the discussions in the chat, because we're going to have a lot to talk about. And this show right here, I'm saying it right now, mark my words, I'm right 95% of the time. Jeff knows that. I'm kidding. But this show right here, what we're doing and the format that we're doing, guys, when we hit the season, it's going to be absurd how powerful this show is going to be. And it's going to be you guys that's going to take us over the top, and those chugs and drinking from a boot, beer from a boot stuff, it's us.
Yeah, because you know what? If you're pissed about how the game was last week, all week long, the only thing you can do is get in chats and complain in chats. Here you can call in.
Exactly.
Call the phone number and call in and talk to us and vent over the phone with us when the season's going on. You don't like something you saw, or you don't like the way the coaching's going for something, or you think this player sucks, or whatever. That's your opportunity when the season comes, because we're going to cover the games for the week that happened the week before, and we're going to preview the games on Sunday. So you'll give you guys an opportunity to come in and think, give your point on what you think is going to happen on Sunday when we play. You know, so we're going to do a show next Saturday night, and then we're going to play it by ear from then. Because May's actually a busy month for me. Because
I got my son's graduating from college.
Yeah,
so I got graduation and ceremony.
For me, I've got my birthday, my wife's birthday, same day. I got my daughter's birthday. I got my grandson's birthday. Memorial Day weekend too. That's always a busy weekend for me. So May's a tough month. So we may end up doing next Saturday and then taking the rest of the month of May off, to be honest with you. So I may be doing the same on Friday nights too. I don't know yet.
And Show Me the Shield. We're probably going to kind of do the same thing with Show Me the Shield. Maybe if we can get like a special guest or something to do a show with us, to where we can talk about what we want to, is fandoms, what it's like to be a fan, and not so much about today, but what the totality of what it means to be a fan and all that. Sometimes those discussions are really good. I've had Sacktown Mike on, and I'll tell you what, man, you talk about a great guy and a great fan, and everybody knows who Sacktown Mike is. And if I could just give a shout out to him, the dude means a lot to us and all the channels. So he's a really good guy. I know when they have the Bakersfield event in a couple weeks, him and Jack Ken are going to stop by the house here, and I'm going to give them some road food and stuff so they don't have to eat fast food on the way down to Bakersfield because they're only 70 miles from my house, so they're going to pass right by my house. So just stop by the house. I'll make you guys some food you guys can take with you.
So if you notice, and yes, Cool Kev, I'm still working on that. With everything that was going on, I didn't really get a lot of chances to do it. But now that they're going to kind of be in a lull for the team, now will be the best opportunity for me to reach out to them. But real quick, I just did and this is to pay it back to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I just did 10 membership gifting on both of my feeds. So on my vertical and on my landscape one. So I just gave out 10 memberships on each one. So just real quick, the 10 that got it on the full one is Dennis, L11, The Wolfist, David Copto, DC Raider, Jonathan Navarro, Bones, and Eric Thavong. And on the vertical, Mark Ontavarius, it's Hurtin' Shit, or Hurtin' Hazen, I don't know. Pat's Kingdom Network, North Sac Native, Sea Loss Raider, Grizz Moreno. Oh, Wasted Talent got one. Big Tone and Maximum Aracozo. So I just gave out 20 memberships in total. So everybody that just did that got to get membership, enjoy them. I appreciate everybody that's been in here tonight. Jason, you got any final thoughts you want to throw?
No, just for Wasted Talent. I don't know if he's watching, but you could probably say the same thing to me. That guy, you talk about a positive influence in the content world. The guy is unbelievable. And just a shout out to you, man. Your representation of our nation. We appreciate it, especially your Thursday shows when you go on with JT the Brick. Really enjoy it, man. Shout out to you. Kudos, man. Thank you for everything that you do for us as well.
Yeah. I've talked with him in Instagram on the side, and watch his show. I type in his chat a lot. He's awesome. I'm kind of hoping that when I go down to the Jets game, I'll finally be able to get to meet him. I'm sure he'll be around. I can't imagine he won't be. Hopefully he attends one of the pregame parties, so I get to hook up with him and actually meet him in person. That'll be awesome. So I'm looking forward to that trip too. So it's going to be an interesting year for sure. So there's going to be a lot of good stuff coming up this year. Hopefully we're all happy with what goes on with this team this year. But all I gotta say is, everybody, just stay positive, man.
Yeah.
And don't aim for the stars and the moon and everything else. Just be positive that we're gonna be good, but don't overshoot it, man. Don't be pushing or setting the expectation that we're gonna be in the playoffs, because you're only gonna be disappointed if we don't. Yeah. And then that's where everyone starts clamoring for, fire the coach. This player sucks. That player sucks. And don't do that to yourselves.
Yeah. And also, too, let's not kick our players and our team and our fans. Let's not kick our players and our fans and other people.
I forgot about that.
Because we're all in this together. Because eventually, when it all starts to come together, and it will happen, where we will start winning again, we all do it together. And it's not just, you said this, you said that. Who cares? We all say stuff. Sometimes we say stuff we regret too. But in the meantime, have a positive attitude. Jeff, I know that's hard for you to do, but just have a positive attitude. In the long run, it'll all work out. I have faith in what we've done just in the front office and our coaching staff alone is going to make a difference for us going into the future.
Yep. Hummer, you just said it perfect. And enjoy the individual plays. Don't watch win-loss this season at all. The rebuild will be worth it. I agree. Like 805 says it best. He goes, when this season starts, I'm just going to sit back. I'm just going to watch the games. I'm not going to get aggravated. I'm just going to enjoy whatever this season becomes. And I agree 100%. Just enjoy what you're going to see on this field this year, and just keep in mind that it should only be getting better from here on out. You know, I have complete and utter faith in the administration, the front office, the coaches. This is the most positive I felt on a coaching staff for this team, and I don't know how freaking long. Probably going back to the Gruden first turnaround with us back in the late '90s, early 2000s. That's how I feel, because we were going somewhere. We were building something that, you know, his 2.0 return, not so much, but I'm happy. You're welcome. Enjoy it. So
yeah, thanks Dennis for everything. Cool Kev, Bueno, Rorschach, you guys all, man.
Yeah,
Thank
shout
you
out
guys
to
so
all our
much.
moderators for doing an awesome job for us. We appreciate you guys. Shout out to everybody that gave super chats tonight. I appreciate every single one of you, and I appreciate everybody that's been in the chat and all the phone calls. We had some really good fucking phone calls tonight, minus those little children that called.
Yeah.
Why don't get a control on your fridge?
Yeah, and we're missing Rorschach Chronicles Volume 10, I think, is what we're missing. So maybe next show we can get Rorschach Chronicles 10. So just a challenge.
It's a learning yet.
And if you guys are out of minutes, if you're out of minutes on your phone, just let me know. I have some rollover minutes I can loan you.
Remember those calling cards?
Yeah, prepaid calling cards. Yeah, God, I hated that.
That'll never happen. I can't.
But anyway,
take away his mod status.
I'm pretty much good for tonight. Skipper, what do you think?
I'm ready to go. I got video games to play tonight.
Got video games to play.
I don't plan on going to bed early tonight. I'm bored.
Before we go, just a shout out to the rest of you guys in Raider Nation. Remember, there's only, like Captain Rafukio always said, there's only one nation. That's the motherfucking Raider Nation. You guys have a good night.
One more thing for Bueno.
Stop it. Get some help.
And y'all have a good night.
Raider Nation, that's going to do it for tonight. We appreciate everyone who called in, everyone listening, and everyone who brought the heat.
Can't sign off until I
This
say it.
isn't just our show. This is your platform, your takes, your voice. If you didn't get through tonight, don't worry. The phone lines will be open again next time. Until then, keep representing the silver and black wherever you are, for everyone here. Thanks for tuning in, Raider Nation. Please, 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 have a take and don't suck. We'll see you next time. This is Raider Nation Voices.